Title: Shadows of PUCH, the fearsome god of the underworld. In the lush heart of the ancient Maya civilization, where towering temples grazed the heavens and the earth hummed with the sacred rites of its people, there lurked a deity whose name sent shivers down the spines of even the bravest warriors. PUCH, the god of death and the ruler of the underworld, was both feared and revered. This is his tale, a narrative etched in the annals of history, intertwined with both divine majesty and human frailty. PUCH was depicted as a skeletal figure, adorned with vibrant jewelry, shrouded in the inky darkness of the afterlife. His skin was the hue of ashes, and his luminous eyes glinted with a cold, merciless light. For the Maya, life was a constant dance with fate, and the specter of death loomed larger than life itself. Yet, it was not merely his appearance that instilled fear, it was his omnipresence that rendered him all the more terrifying. The Maya believed that upon death the soul embarked on a perilous journey through the dark underworld known as Xibalba. PUCH, as its lord, awaited the souls of the departed. His domain was depicted as a labyrinth rife with trials and tribulations, each corner hiding nightmares crafted from the fears of the living. Illness, misfortune, and despair were his weapons, wielded ruthlessly against the unsuspecting. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting shadows that danced ominously on temple walls, villagers offered prayers to PUCH, beseeching him for mercy. To them, he was not merely a harbinger of death, he was a necessary force, an aspect of life and a reminder of mortality. They crafted ornate altars, decorated with intricately carved skulls and delicate flower arrangements, calling upon various deities to mitigate his wrath. Among the bustling streets of a small Mayan city lived a high priestess named Ixchel. Known for her uncanny ability to commune with the gods, she steered the spiritual life of her community. Each evening, she would ascend the Great Pyramid at the center of the city, casting her voice towards the heavens, seeking insight from the gods. Yet, beneath her composed exterior, Ixchel harbored a mantra that was whispered among the frightened townsfolk: PUCH shall never be appeased. Her fears birthed from an ancient legend, of a prophecy that foretold an unprecedented uprising by Xibalba's denizens. It spoke of a lunar eclipse that would darken the sun and unleash chaos upon the living. As the date of the predicted phenomenon drew near, unease filled the hearts of the Maya. Crops wilted in the fields, and the air thickened with silence, heralding a storm of despair. One fateful night, as the moon extinguished its glow, causing the world to plunge into an unnatural twilight, the townspeople gathered in the central plaza. Fear spread like wild vines amongst them, clutching their spirits with icy fingers. Ixchel led them in chants and prayers, imploring the heavens to stay the hand of their fearsome god. Her voice trembled but remained steady, a testament to her courage in the face of dread. But PUCH relished this chaos. The eclipse sparked his insatiable appetite for souls, and it was said that on this night, he would rise from Xibalba, accompanied by his retinue of demons and spirits. As the lunar shadow enveloped the land, PUCH materialized, cloaked in an aura that betrayed his true nature. His laughter reverberated through the night, a sound like the rattling of bones, plunging the villagers into despair. Those who turned their backs on death were its first victims. Clouds, heavy with foreboding, formed monstrous shapes as several townspeople collapsed, succumbing to unexplained ailments and phantoms that haunted their dreams. Their agonized screams echoed into the night, merging with the howling wind. Ixchel, her heart racing with fear and indignation, felt a surge of resolve. She realized that the only way to defeat this embodiment of fear was to confront him in his dark realm. With the gathering storm propelling her forward, Ixchel ventured alone into the heart of Xibalba, her spirit fueled by the love for her people. The very air adhered to her skin like a vice, the paths twisted and turned with an otherworldly chaos. She was resolute in her mission, to speak with PUCH, to challenge the fear that suffocated her home. In the depths of the underworld, where shadows danced with unearthly delight, she found PUCH seated atop a throne of bones, a macabre figure in command of the darkness. His piercing gaze seized her where she stood, and for a moment, Ixchel felt the weight of her mortality crashing upon her. Yet, a flicker of courage ignited within. PUCH, she cried, her voice unwavering. You are feared, yet I stand before you, not as a trembling child but as a high priestess of the living. We honor you, but you feast upon our fear as if it is your blood. Release my people. Amusement flickered in PUCH's hollow eyes. And what do you offer me, dear priestess? What can the living give to the god of death? I offer you recognition, she declared, her words echoing. For fear breeds nothing but despair. You are a part of life, but in your gluttony for power, you've stripped your worshippers of their spirit. The dead do not fear the dark, you do. His laughter roared again, shaking Zybalba to its core. Yet behind that laughter lay an understanding of truth. PUCH had long ruled over the souls who cast their fears upon him, their cowardice adding to his strength. In that moment, he saw in Ixchel's eyes a light that had begun to flicker in desolation, a refusal to succumb. As the shadows receded, PUCH's hunger for fear waned. He realized that true reverence would emerge not from dread, but from acceptance of death as a part of life. A pact was forged. He would no longer dwell in shadows alone, but rather embrace the balance between life and death. Emerging from Zybalba, Ixchel returned to her people, her heart alight with knowledge. The eclipse faded, and as the sun's rays broke through the darkness, the Maya felt a shift within. The specter of PUCH remained, but his essence transformed. No longer did he only symbolize the end, he became a guardian of transitions, of the cycle of life. From that day forth, the Maya revered PUCH not only as a harbinger of death but as a necessary force in their journey. They celebrated life with the understanding of their mortality, relinquishing fear in exchange for honoring the gods with courage, wisdom, and respect. Ixchel's name became immortalized as the priestess who faced the god of shadows and changed the course of fate. In the hearts of her people, the legend of PUCH lived on, a reminder that although death is an inevitable shadow, it is met with the brilliance of life, a balance to be cherished through all time.